Good morning, everybody. I'm back. I've been gone a couple days. I had work and other stuff going on. Uh, I haven't decided on how I'm going to do it. How I'm going to put out videos. Whether I'm going to do a bunch at one time and just kind of throw them all out there, or maybe film a bunch and then put it out once a day. Because I work a weird schedule. I work a shift job, so it's like some days I just get home and I don't have time to record and edit and do all kinds of videos. So I think right now. My plan is just to obviously my channel's brand new, so I'm just gonna dump stuff on on here. I'm just trying to get out content for you guys as much as I can. So you guys, tell me if there's a specific way you like it. That way, because I understand if I put out too much at one time, maybe it's too much to watch. But I'd like to put out enough where it's like if you see something you like, you can keep going. You can kind of binge this stuff. Maybe because I'm gonna try and talk about a lot of stuff. I mean, I've had a few videos about the same stuff. I've got another video on Turkey and the Kurds here. Uh, I've made a few videos about that, so maybe that's not everybody's cup of tea. So I'm gonna try and put out a few things differently. Just kind of put it all in there and see what you guys are really interested in. This is a pretty cool topic though. Just in general, this is one of those things that not a lot of people know about. Just the Kurds and the Turks and the whole area. So whenever I get a chance to talk about it, I like to discuss that just that way people can get just think about it. It's one of those things people don't think about a lot, so that's why I've made multiple videos on it. I enjoy the subject. Anyway, let me get into this video. So the first part I want to get into is I don't know how to say it other than a bullcrap kind of article here that got a lot of news attention. Turkey attacks U.S. Special Forces in Syria, apparently by mistake. And this is going along with a lot of other articles. This is by Newsweek. And this is another article. This is just by foreignpolicy.com. I just picked this article at random. There's videos by CNN and 8,000 articles you can say about us betraying the Kurds. There's always a next time to betray the Kurds. If you look at CNN videos, they say stuff like betraying the Kurds is a American tradition. Just a whole bunch of crap. So I just wanted to make a video over both of those kind of things. So we'll start off with this article. Turkey, obviously, like I said, attacks U.S. Special Forces in Syria. Now, I think they updated this because I don't remember, apparently by mistake, being in the article before. They may have chopped it off because that's a lot of times what they do. They put out an article headline like this. They won't even do exclusives. It'll just be Turkey attacks U.S. Special Forces in Syria, or when invasion starts or something that U.S. forces under attack. I read the beginning of the article. They chopped up the article where it just said that they were. Yeah, I'll just read the first paragraph because this. If you're just a normal person, you read these first couple of paragraphs and you don't look at the details at the bottom. You would just think that that there's just American troops sitting there and they're being attacked by waves of Turkish. Anyway, a contingent of U.S. Special Forces was caught up in Turkish shelling against U.S.-backed Kurdish positions in northern Syria. Days after President Donald Trump told his Turkish counterpart that we would withdraw U.S. troops from certain positions in the area, a senior Pentagon official said shelling by Turkish forces was so heavy that U.S. personnel considered firing back in self-defense. Now, when you first read this, you say it says was caught up in Turkish shelling. So you would think by this that we were there with them, and there's guys in the trenches being shelled by Turks, and the Turks knew about it. But if you read on in other articles and other news reports by people who were there, it was people way in the back. Let's see. The Pentagon official said the Turkish forces should be aware of U.S. positions down to the grid. The official could not specify the exact number of personnel present, but indicated they were small numbers below company level, so somewhere between 15 or 100 troops. If you go and you look into these articles, they knew this wasn't the truth. I I don't know if they just put this out immediately after some tweet or something. Obviously, there wasn't even any injuries. You would think something would come up if there was. There wasn't. But in other articles, you see that these guys were like 25 to 50 kilometers away from the shelling. It says they considered firing back in self-defense. Look, man, you're under artillery shelling, and these are only U.S. Special Forces. These people at Newsweek think that U.S. Special Forces carry around artillery to fire back with. I don't even understand. That's not what they do. They don't have, like, maybe the Kurds considering firing back, but the Kurds are trying to avoid the fighting if they can. You think the United States Special Forces, 25 kilometers behind the line that's getting shelled, has the ability to fire back on the Turkish, or even would consider that. You think the United States forces, it would take Turkish armed forces like infantry attacking them in waves to get involved. And even then, I don't know if they'd want to. They'd probably run away just to avoid the fight at all. You just don't want to be involved in that conflict. Like, this is just insanity. This is just fanning flames of people who don't know what they're talking about, or people who have seen one article and want to believe that they're trying to make Turkey out to look bad. Look, I'm not a Turkish supporter. Turkey is not clean in this, but come on, this is just crazy talk. Like, you're trying to make the Turkish look bad to spite Trump. That's all this is. I don't understand. And if you watch this little short video, it's just Trump saying that, hey, we had only had a couple options. We could leave troops in, we could take them out, or we could invest more troops and have people die, or we can take them out and we can mediate, basically. And that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to put sanctions on Turkey if they need to, and they're trying to mediate. There's no reason we shouldn't be involved further. That is exactly the policy that the United States should have on this. And I'm going to make a follow-up video on... sorry about that. I'm going to make a follow-up video on us going to Saudi Arabia, because that's another thing that there are a lot of people saying, like, well, how can you go to Saudi Arabia if you're abandoning the Kurds? As if this was the point all along. As if you just want troops in every country in the world to prevent fighting a war that's gone on 40 years. Anyway, that's not what I was trying to get into. It was just the Turkish thing, and then us betraying the Kurds, as if we intentionally always betray the Kurds and don't always just go over there and support them. We've been supporting the Kurds for years. Look, just because we get involved in a conflict and then we've done our job to a satisfactory level and then leave, does not mean we're betraying the Kurds every time. The Kurds are in these fights every time. You think the Kurds have just been sitting around on their hands? That's what I see from people's comments, of just the Kurds have been just getting abused this whole time and they don't fight back. Look, the Kurds have been fighting ISIS since the beginning. The Kurds have been fighting the Turks for 40 years. The Kurds have been fighting everybody in the area. You think that we just abandoned them, like they're not involved, like we roped the Kurds in to fight our enemies for us and then we just leave them? No. Every time the U.S. comes in is beneficial to the Kurds. Every time. They're good allies because we know we can trust them in many cases. Obviously, not all the Kurds are the same, but the Kurds are good fighters and we can support them. We give them weapons, we give them money, we give them support with troops, and then when our job is done, we beat ISIS, it's time to leave. We don't need to get in the middle of a Kurdish-Turkish war. That's not what we're there for. We're not there to prevent this fight. This is theirs. We can, as Trump said, we can mediate this stuff, but it's not our job to fight their war against Turkey, against our ally, against someone in the UN. That's not our job. You think why would we ever do that? The best case you can say is we leave a permanent force there, and even then, that's going to cause tensions with Turkey of us leaving there, and they're like, you're supporting the Kurds who are going to attack us, because as much as we like the Kurds, they don't like the Turkish, And they've been fighting this war for a long time. So the second the Kurds pop off shots at the Turks, we're going to be increasing tensions with a Turkish ally. It's just crazy. Every time we come, especially this time, we gave the Turkish weapons, supplies, training. What more do you want? I'm not sure. You want thousands of troops on the ground to help out the Kurds, and we get in a global war because them and Turkey can't get along? No, it's just crazy. Look, I'm rambling about this a little bit, but that's my first video back. Hope you guys liked it. I'm gonna, like I said, do a follow up between contrasting this and comparing it to the situation with us bringing troops to Saudi Arabia. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye bye. My name is Gavin Lee, and this is my channel, LeeCast. Thanks for watching. I put out videos most days on current events, politics, and more. Please subscribe and give me advice on more of what you'd like to see and help me build this channel into not only a source for all things political and current for you, but also a place less polarized by political insanity, a whole lot more common sense and discussion, and a lot less two-party bias. Subscribe below and comment on what you'd like to see. Thank you.